Hello, my name is Curtis, and today I want to talk to you about something kind of different. I want to talk to you about what people refer to as facts. What is and what is not a fact. First, let me start off by telling you something kind of different. I am not going to tell you the truth. Now, that might sound kind of strange, but let me premise this by saying, what is the truth? Well, the truth, or a fact, is a commonly held belief that can change over time. So let me give you a couple of examples. For a long time, everybody thought or knew that the earth was flat. Actually, up until about the 16th century, everybody knew for a fact the earth was flat. No question about it. In fact, some people were thought to have been put to death just for stating that the earth might be round. That the earth in fact did not revolve around, or excuse me, that the sun did not revolve around the earth, that the earth revolved around the sun. And later on, it was actually proven that that wasn't the case. But up until around the 16th century, it was a fact that the earth was flat and that everything revolved around the earth. Well, let me ask you another question. Is Santa Claus real? Well, yeah, Santa Claus is real. Go to any mall, walk downtown during the holidays, and you will see Santa Claus everywhere. He's ringing bells. He's standing in the mall. You can sit on Santa's lap. Well, so Santa Claus is real. If you're a small child and your parents talk to you and say, hey, Santa Claus is coming. He's going to give you presents. You got to be good. He's got that naughty and nice list. So in that regard, yeah, Santa Claus is real. You know what? Even our government, NORAD, tracks Santa Claus's movement. They tell you where he's flying through the country, when he's going to arrive in your area. So yeah, Santa Claus is real. But does Santa Claus live in the North Pole? Does he actually visit every single house? Now, if you've got small children that are watching this, you might want to kind of move them out of the area at this particular moment. Ask yourself, does Santa Claus visit every single home, come and put presents under every single tree? Even if you don't have a tree, does Santa Claus visit? So is that Santa Claus real? Interesting question. Most people would say no. But yet Santa Claus is real. What about the speed of sound? Can we break the speed of sound? Well, up until Dexter Yager broke the sound barrier, nobody thought it was possible until he did. So let's talk about some other things. What was the smallest thing that existed in the universe? Well, we, for a long time, didn't know. And actually, up until about 430 BC, or before Christ, it wasn't even known. Well, around that time, a philosopher thought of this thing. He didn't know a name for it. He didn't know the word atom. But he thought, well, there's this particle that created everything, and everything is made up of these particles. Well, it took about 2,200 years until around the 1800s, I want to say 1803, don't hold me to that date. But around then, it was actually proven. So it took 2,000 plus years, 2,200 years, for that concept to be proven. And then it was believed for a long time, not a real long time, but for a long time, that an atom was the smallest thing in the universe. Well, then we found protons and neutrons. Well, then in a very short period of time, we found out those aren't the smallest things in the universe. They're subatomic particles. So what we believe to be facts changes over time. I've got one more interesting one, and then I'm going to end this, because I just kind of want to make this first introduction kind of short. Can man fly? Well, people say for a very long time, nope, impossible. Well, a lot of very smart people tried, right? We know of a lot of inventors that tried to fly. Well, the Wright brothers were the ones who were credited for man first flying. Now we fly all over the place, right? Well, I have an interesting hypothesis for you. I'm telling you, man still cannot fly. Yeah, I'm crazy. Man cannot fly. We don't. Machines fly. Men fly inside machines. Think about that for a second. Man still hasn't flown. Now people say, well, wait a minute, what about flying suits? No, man isn't flying. It's a controlled fall. They are absolutely falling. So man still cannot fly. We've discovered machines that let us fly. And we say, well, man can fly. So see, this is why I'm not going to tell you the truth. What I want to do in this podcast, this discussion, is bring up subjects that are kind of fun. Let's talk about some things that we hold as common truths. Let's talk about things that we thought for a long time were the truth, and then see how they've changed over time. Look at what's changed just in our lifetime. Who would have ever thought that you could hold something up to your ear with no wires to it and communicate over thousands of miles? Heck, in our grandparents' time, the idea of even holding up something with a wire and being able to communicate even over hundreds of miles was unheard of. And now it's so commonplace that it's our main form of communication. Just the way I'm communicating with you over the internet, over these invisible waves, was completely unheard of. So, like I said, I'm not going to tell you the truth. I'm going to present you with information and let you decide what is the truth. Now, I'm also not going to lie to you. Well, at least not intentionally. Well, I might once in a while, just to challenge you. So with that in mind, comment below on some subjects that you might find fascinating to talk about. And let's discover what is and is not the truth. God bless and have a great day.